Hey guys, what is up? It is a beautiful rainy Tuesday here in New York. Today, we are diving into the absolute madness of Elizabeth going full detective on Brennan's blood. Nina trying to destroy evidence and Dante literally losing his mind over Lulu and Rocco's criminal cover-up. And grab a snack because we have a lot to unpack. Oh my God, I am screaming. I am literally screaming at my television right now because I cannot even deal with the level of stress General Hospital is putting me through this week. Okay, but listen, let's start with Elizabeth at the hospital because my jaw dropped when she started putting the pieces together. I was eating dinner and literally choked on my pasta when I saw the gears turning in her head. So, Jack Brennan gets rushed into GH, right? Nina injected him with Drew's paralytic meds by accident, which is insane, by the way. Who just accidentally stabs a WSB agent with a syringe? Anyway, Brennan is on floor, he's paralyzed. They drag him to the hospital and Elizabeth is the one looking at him. And honestly, Liz is the only person in this entire town with half a working brain right now. She's looking at Brennan, she's looking at his symptoms, the sudden stroke, the complete paralysis, and she's like, wait a minute. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever anyway, she remembers Drew Kane. Because Drew had the exact same thing happen to him just 3 months ago in the exact same house. The audacity of Nina and Valentin to think they could just pull the same stunt twice and no one notice. I am dead. Seriously, Liz needs a raise, a promotion, and a badge because she is doing more detective work than the entire PCPD combined. So she's looking at Brennan's charts and she realizes the similarities are way too specific to be a coincidence. I'm sitting here yelling at my screen, yes, Liz, expose them. But she knows she can't just go shouting this from the rooftops. Lucas Jones is walking around, asking questions trying to figure out what's on her mind, and she is playing it so cool. She totally brushes Lucas off, which honestly, poor Lucas, he's just trying to help, but Liz cannot risk this leaking. She knows if she says the wrong thing to the wrong person, she is putting a massive target on her own back. So, what does our girl do? She decides to secretly draw Brendan's blood. I can't breathe. She's literally sneaking around her own hospital to pull the blood sample so she can run a secret toxicology screen for paralytic toxins. The stakes are so high right now, I am literally sweating just talking about it. Oh wait, before that happened actually, I forgot to mention earlier, but Nina was acting so incredibly guilty when she brought Brendan in. Like Nina kept things so vague, acting like Jack just collapsed out of nowhere, but Liz saw right through her. You can see it in Liz's eyes. She knows Nina is a walking disaster zone. So Liz sneaks his blood sample into the lab. She is running the centrifuge. She's looking at the vials, and she is so close to proving that Brendan was chemically paralyzed. But of course, because this is Port Charles and nobody can just have 5 minutes of peace, Nina realizes what's happening. Nina's paranoia is actually off the charts right now. She figures out that Liz is snooping, and Nina knows that if Liz finds that toxin in Brendan's blood, the trail leads straight back to her and Valentin, and then it's game over. Prison time. Federal charges. The whole 9 yards. So Nina sneaks into the lab. I'm screaming. Nina Reeves, who has absolutely zero stealth skills, is creeping around the GH lab trying to find these blood vials to destroy the evidence. I was like, are you serious, Nina? You already stabbed a man today, maybe take a seat. But no. She's in there frantically digging through the samples, and then bam, Elizabeth catches her. Had to pause and text my friend immediately, because the tension in this scene was literally cutting off my oxygen supply. Liz walks in, sees Nina holding the vials, and the confrontation that happens next is iconic. It is unhinged. Liz is staring her down like, what exactly do you think you're doing, Nina? And Nina is stammering, trying to make up some pathetic excuse about checking on Brendan's labs, as if she has any medical authority whatsoever. The audacity. Not okay. Liz is not backing down. She literally corners Nina in the lab, and you can see the absolute panic in Nina's eyes. Nina is begging. She's threatening. She's doing that thing she does where she tries to play the victim, even when she's the one holding the smoking gun, or in this case, the smoking blood vial. And Liz is just standing there, holding all the cards, but also realizing how incredibly dangerous the situation is. Because it's not just Nina. If Liz exposes this, she's going up against Valentine Cassadine. And don't even get me started on Valentine. He is ruthless. He is currently trying to hide a WSB agent in Carly's attic. And he will absolutely destroy anyone who gets in his way. Liz is looking at these vials, and she realizes she has a massive choice to make. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen, Liz, call Dante, call the cops. But it's so complicated. If she reports this to Dante, she blows up Nina. She blows up Valentine, and she becomes the star witness in a massive federal kidnapping and poisoning case. Her life would literally be in danger. The Cassadines do not play around. But if she keeps quiet, she is letting a federal agent lay paralyzed in a hospital bed while the people who did it walk free. And poor Drew is still stuck in that wheelchair at home, paralyzed, trying to wiggle his fingers. And Liz could be the one to save him if she just speaks up. Honestly, I don't know what I would do in her shoes. I would probably just cry and move to another country. But Liz is so strong. She's weighing her own safety against her moral compass. And the acting in this scene was just phenomenal. Give Rebecca Herbst an Emmy. Right now, I swear. Okay, where was I? Right, so while Liz is having the moral dilemma of the century, we have to talk about Dante. Oh my God, Dante. My heart is actually breaking into a million pieces for him right now. If you thought the hospital drama was intense, the Falconry family drama is literally nuclear. So, Dante finally figures out the truth about Ross Cullum's shooting. Elizabeth actually helped him piece it together earlier, looking at Rocco's slide burn from the gun. And Dante realizes that his own son, Rocco, pulled the trigger on the pier. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is Lulu. I can't even believe what Lulu has done. Honestly, she has completely lost her mind. Dante barges into Lulu's house and he is livid. I have never seen Dante this mad in my entire life of watching this show. He is shaking with rage. He confronts Lulu and he expects her to apologize to say she made a mistake, but no. The truth comes out, and it is so much worse than Dante ever imagined. Not only did Lulu know that Rocco shot Cullum, but she actively covered it up. And she didn't just cover it up by herself, she partnered with Nathan West, who by the way is actually Cassius in disguise. I am so stressed. Lulu literally teamed up with a fake cop, a criminal, to destroy evidence and hide her son's crime from her own ex-husband, the actual police commissioner. Dante is standing there in Lulu's living room, and you can literally see his entire world shattering. He's a cop. His entire identity is built on the law, on justice, on doing the right thing. And the mother of his child looked him in the eye and lied to him for weeks. Why would she do that? She needs to get it together, I swear. Lulu is crying. She's trying to defend herself, saying she was just protecting Rocco, that she was scared because Rocco already got beaten up in juvie, and she didn't trust the justice system. She even brings up what happened to Michael Corinthos years ago, which is fair point, but still you do not lie to Dante Falconry. You do not team up with Cassius to destroy evidence. Dante is just staring at her, completely devastated. He tells her that if he could figure out the truth, then Cullum, who is now the boss of the WSB field office, can figure it out too. And then they are all in massive trouble. But the betrayal is what's really killing him. Dante doesn't even know if he can keep his badge after this. How can he be the police commissioner when his own family is running a criminal syndicate out of their living room? He is questioning his entire life, his career, his relationship with Lulu. It is completely broken. I am calling it now. This is going to end badly. Mark my words, there is no coming back from this. The trust is gone, literally poof, vanished into thin air. And then, because Dante is a man of action, he doesn't just sit there and cry. He goes after Cassius. Oh my God, the confrontation between Dante Cassius is going down in GH history. Dante tracks him down and he is fully unhinged. Dante pulls his gun. Yes, he pulls his gun on Cassius. I was literally jumping up and down in my living room. Dante shoves the gun right in Cassius's face, screaming at him for manipulating Lulu, for hiding evidence, for getting involved with his son. Cassius is standing there smirking, because Cassius is a literal psychopath who is currently holding Jocelyn hostage at Windermere. By the way, which is a whole another mess we don't even have time to fully get into. Dante's finger is on the trigger. He is so close to just blowing Cassius away. You can see the absolute fury in his eyes. He is thinking about everything Cassius has done, the lies, the danger he put Rocco in. I honestly thought Dante was going to pull the trigger. I was like, do it, just do it. But Dante is a good guy deep down. He knows if he shoots Cassius in cold blood, he loses Rocco forever. He loses everything. So he slowly lowers the gun, but he gets right in Cassadine's face and tells him that he is a dead man walking. It was so dramatic. I literally had goosebumps on my arms. The intensity was off the charts. and I am still recovering from the sheer adrenaline of that scene. But Dante's wrath doesn't stop there. He goes back to Lulu, and he drops the absolute biggest bomb of the episode. He tells Lulu that he is taking Rocco. He is going for full sole custody. The custody war of the century has officially begun, ladies and gentlemen. Dante tells Lulu that she is a toxic influence, that her lies and her willingness to break the law have made her an unfit mother, and honestly, he's not wrong. Lulu is sobbing. She's begging him not to do this, but Dante is ice cold. He looks her dead in the eye and says he will rip Rocco away from her, and he will put her in prison himself if she ever tries to pull a stunt like this again. The way he delivered that line chills, literal chills all over my body. I'm dead. I am literally deceased. Dante's ready to send his ex-wife to jail to protect his son. The falconry family is completely destroyed. Rocco is caught in the middle of this nightmare, just hanging out on the porch with Charlotte Cassadine, completely unaware that his parents are currently declaring World War III inside the house. And meanwhile, Elizabeth is still at the hospital holding onto that vial of Brendan's blood, holding the key to bringing down the Cassadines while Dante is burning his own family to the ground. This show is literally years off my life. I can't even